Well, good day everybody from Hog Haven Family Farms. I'm just out here today moving cattle once again, and just kind of enjoying a cool breeze because I was in the woods sweating my butt off and getting bit up by deer flies. But for some reason I just seem to love this. So just got done moving cows from a piece just to my left here. I'll show you in a minute, and now I'm moving them to the right. We've got a lot of things coming up here for July and rest of July and into early August. So I just wanted to make sure I made a move today that set me up for some really good moves in the future that are going to provide lots of food for these guys. I've pushed them a little hard on this piece, but not too bad. I just wanted to make sure I hit up some thistle, and I'll try to show that on my Facebook page, where I took a picture of the one side of the line where there was thistle and cows did not eat, and the other side of the line, and I mean they just demolished it. And if you can hit Canada thistle this time of year while it's flowering, I mean it just really hits it hard. And if you are so inclined and you really just want to get rid of it, at that point it will try to leaf out, and it'll start with a basil leaf, and it makes it super easy to use a small amount of herbicide and it will be gone. So it's a great way to manage Canada thistle. Otherwise, you just keep hitting it this time of year and make sure that you graze it down while it's flowering. That is kind of key for Canada thistle if you've got any issues with that. I'm going to show you where they came from, and then I'll show you where they are going. All right, so this was my watering hole that I'd used. You can see the wetland that they were up against, and they trampled things pretty well. But this is something that you have to be really careful with when working with wetland areas. I mean, if I left them in here all year long, this would just turn into a complete mud hole. And how terrible is that for your cows? And you know, really, it's terrible for your wetlands, and not a good way to utilize beef cattle. In the future, I'd love to set up some sort of line that goes out to the middle here, and then I use plastics to bring it up with like a solar pump or something like that. That's probably what I'm going to do in the future. But for now, for what I've got going on, this is what I can do. So I'm still in the early stages, and this is where they're going. So big, beautiful wetland here. They were in here probably, I don't know, it was a month ago. So they're loving what's coming up here again. But they won't be in here long. Like, it's going to be less than a week, and then I'll be moving them into that far woodlot, which I call the near north woods. So they'll be over there for the remainder of the time until I can reset up my lines behind me to graze what I have not grazed yet this year. So they will not be back in that other piece that I can foresee happening, and they're just going to be grazing all of this. So that's all for today. I'm making some shorter videos. It seems like people like those. Trying not to make them too terribly long. If you guys want some longer videos, we can do that. I've got lots of information to share since I work as a land manager, as a biologist, and I'm into sustainable farming for the side. This is what I do for my fun, I guess. So yeah, this is what they're doing here. It goes up into this oak woodlot, and then it'll go to the causeway, which you've seen before, and then we'll be ending up in the woods behind me eventually. Pretty hard to move them today all the way over there because they just would not be interested. I've left this for quite some time, and there's a lot of good forage in here that they are just going to be happy to have. So I'm going to make my way back to my car, double check my fence on the way. I found two spots. You know, this fence I didn't put in that long ago, and I put in two spots, and I put in, you know, not that long ago, but I found two spots that actually had a tree branch down on it, and it was down to the ground. See if I can not get shocked. And that's not what I want, obviously. I mean, I've got a good perimeter fence around this, but it's big, and I would have troubles finding them, A. But B, that's not how you do a good job managing the land, just by turning them out here and letting them be for the summer. It's easier, but I'm setting myself up to have forage well into the fall and early winter. I'm gonna buy a bunch of hay this year, but my hope is that I don't need it. We've got a ton of rain in Minnesota, and hay is cheaper, and that's what I want to use as a stock for just in case, for those years where I'm like, uh-oh, we're not getting much rain. Hay's really expensive, and graze as long as I can, and if I need hay, I've got it. So that's kind of my plan, trying to set myself up for the future. This fence looks pretty good. This one corner looks a little off. My post is bending pretty good. So this is where I'm going to take them later in September. This is where they've come from probably a month ago, and then they'll be in here, like I said, for less than a week, and then taking them into the piece behind me while I set this up. All right, let's get this, shut that off. I have to say, this is my first time using, sometimes it doesn't work that great. First time using a remote. Oh, come on, take it. But it's awesome. Man, maybe this won't work for the video, right? Oh, I gotta go on top, that's why. All right, there we go. All right. So now, fix this. And we can turn this back on. It's hard to do with a video, I guess. There we go. All right, we're good. All right, well, I'm gonna end the video there, everybody, while I walk out of here and check this fence, and we will see you all down the road as I'm grazing down the line here. Thanks for watching.